Nana, we nitty bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. I'm coming at you today with a review that I didn't actually expect to be doing. As for the first review I did on the Manga volume number 1, I didn't really like it that much. You can go back and you can check the review on number 1 right here. I wasn't too enamored with it. It was okay, but I didn't expect to pick up the second one. But here I am, and I'm picking up the second one because I want to pick up number 3. And I can't just jump from 1 to 3. My brain won't take that, and I want to pick it up because of this dude. When I reviewed this dude, I wanted to know more about this dude. If you want to see a review on this dude, then you can also find that on my channel. I will post that somewhere around here right now, so you can see that. Because apparently the story for this dude is in number 3. But to get to number 3, we gotta get to number 2. So right now, we're gonna do number 2. So this is my unexpected review on Manga Volume 2. And straight from the off, it's better. It's better than number 1. So if you saw my review on number 1, which is this bad boy right here, you'll know that I was a little bit challenged with it because you kind of felt like you just jumped into stories halfway through. There certainly wasn't a beginning. It was all over the place. Some of the characters that you see on here are not in this. they're just not in it at all. There was multiple kind of falsehoods from this. So yeah, for me, I didn't feel like I needed to pick up the new one, because this one was just felt all over the place to me. I was okay with the art style and the ways of telling the stories, but it just felt like it was all over the place. I am happy to report that this one is better. There's more continuity through the stories. You feel like you're going through an entire story. You do need to probably watch it a little bit with the cartoon series. This one breaks it into 2 parts, which we'll go into. But happy to say that this was a much better pickup than this. Biggest difference is you don't get lied to. So everybody that you see on the front cover here is in this, whereas this one, they're not. So first one, well done, big improvement. Second improvement, it's considerably larger than this one. It's about 100 pages more ish, kind of. So this one clocks in, the new one clocks in at around 342-ish pages, whereas number 1 only clocks in at about 284. So yeah, a few extra pages, but I'll go into even then what kind of challenge is when we go through it. But yeah, it's definitely longer. I actually got a really good deal on this on Amazon. I picked this up in Amazon UK for about £12, so that's actually really good. I think I paid much more for this one when this one came out, so that's a fantastic deal that I managed to get on that one as well. Much like the first one, the book is on a beautiful hardback with beautiful colour artwork on the front. However, when you open it, if anybody knows Japanese manga, then you know that the artwork inside, which we'll go into, is not colour. It will just be classic manga, black and white. For those of you unfamiliar with how mangas work, no, you are not seeing things incorrectly. The book does open what we would consider the wrong way, and when you open it, you also read from right to left on the panels. So you go dump, 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 dump. How handy dandy helpfulness when you open this one, similar to the other one, is you do get a little warning. If you open it the wrong way, you're reading the wrong way. So that's pretty helpful. It tells you that you're reading the wrong way. So that's the first thing to be aware of. It's very similar to the first book. When we open this one, it's pretty cool because you can actually see that this is broken up into Headmasters and Super God Master Force. So that's as far as we go with this one. It also tells you that it was originally serialized when and where. Beautiful about logo as we go through. And then I think the fact that they've split these two is really, really good. This one starts at the beginning of Headmasters. Well, the final chapter of volume 1 was at the beginning of Headmasters, and this opens up and goes into kind of Headmasters basically, and everybody coming from Char and ready to fight and go. The stories in both are pretty good. If we go into a little bit of spoilers with these ones as well, the stories are very short again, so they are all one shots, so there's no real story arc on anything. There's kind of a story arc that certainly in Super God Master Force that follows the story arc of the TV show. So if you know that certainly for Cancer, then you would know that that's the only story arc. Everything else is kind of a one shot. This happens, then this happens, they fight, and then boom, it's done. That's it. The storytelling is very, very similar to the original one, with it having a kind of Japanese comedy aspect to it as well. And then of course you always get, when they do super attacks and things like this, that they will shout out the name of the super attack that they're doing and shout out "Pretender, head on," and all this kind of stuff. So if you don't like that from the cartoon series, then you're not going to like this, because yeah, there's plenty of that to be seen in this, including things that you've never seen before, like the head formation hellish wheel, where they're attacking. I think this is all of the headmasters attacking with Soundwave within a thing. So it's very, very similar. The artwork is beautiful. I mean, I absolutely love the way that the manga art is drawn, but it does go from the sublime to the ridiculous, as does most Japanese artwork. I mean, you see this and that is absolutely, that's gorgeous. As soon as you open it up, that is absolutely beautiful. Fantastic way of drawing Galvatron here. Also the headmaster's looking fantastic. But then just a few pages on, we get some beautiful artwork here like this, but then in the background you get a weird bobblehead Galvatron for seemingly no reason. So they take liberties with the artwork. You know, you'll get something beautiful on a page like this, together with some very weird stuff going on just in the background here. Before we go into kind of my few things that I found as standouts within the book as well, which obviously we'll get into a few spoilers. My other challenge with this is that it is longer than the first one. Great, nice one. However, when you open the book, so there's no story here, there's no story here, there is no story here. This is all just picture. So the story starts here, so let's be generous and give him this page as well. And then when we go through, we get to the back here. That's how much story you get in the book. So that's everything. The rest of this is all just illustrations or illustration works, and then there's nothing here. So there is more story than the last one, but still, the whole book is not story, so when you look at it, just be aware of that. Each page contains very little. I think I got through this, taking in all of the artwork, breathing it all in. I probably got through this in around an hour and a half, if I'm honest. So it's not a long read. It looks like a big book, but it's not a long read, so just bear that in mind when you are purchasing this that it's a fun read, but it's not a long read. So a few interesting things that happen within this, and one thing that I did like is that we get to see the beasters, battle beasts as we would call them, or in the UK. So we get to see the battle beasts in action with Predacon here, and for no reason at all, the Sharktacons are there as well. So it's like all the beasts on one page. So it's really cool to see battle beasts in this, something that I collected as a child and had no idea that they were part of the Transformers universe until very, very recently. So that's cool, and they have their own little one-shot in here, which is nice to see, and you get to see all of the classic ones there, so really, really nice to see them pop up. You get to see a rekindling, I guess, of Six Shot and Daniel's relationship in this, and with his unveiling of his 7th film Wingwolf in this one as well. So that's a nice little touch that Daniel and Six Shot appear together again. Something that is quite odd on this is the one thing we get to see Inferno, which is pretty cool, but Inferno is paired with Nightstick. So Inferno is paired with Nightstick, and Nightstick is a good guy in this universe, which was bizarre for me because Nightstick obviously is a Decepticon target master in normal continuity, so I didn't know that Nightstick was ever an Autobot, which was interesting for me. I think something that is quite good on this, though, it gives a lot of explanations for things. So it explains what happened to the Headmasters at the end of Headmasters, and then it also sets up the beginning of Super God Master Force with a bit more backstory here on what happened and how Devil Z came to the planet and what all of the Decepticons were back in the past. So that's actually quite cool. It also explains in this what Chocon power is, which is something I don't think they do very well, certainly in the version, in the subtitled version that I watched for Super God Master Force. So that's good that they actually explain Chocon power. And they do a really nice kind of explanation around Jinrai and why Jinrai was chosen to lead. And it says here that Jinrai is the first Autobot Godmaster. His robot form resembles that of the late hero Optimus Prime. For that simple reason, he's been made the new leader of the Autobots. Hey, so simple. I love it. It's just they explain everything, but just like really, really simply. So that's cool. And yeah, I mean they're the kind of standout points. There's no kind of new characters. You see a few combiners combine in different ways that we've not seen before. Double Dealer takes makes some really nice appearances in this alongside Jinrai. The only thing I would say that is very different is that certainly the vibe I got from the Decepticons or the Desterons during the Super God Master Force arc, it's more like they're trying to create a Decepticon family in this, and that's quite apparent, and that's how they get led astray, rather than the in Super God Master Force. I'm not sure if that came through quite as much, but certainly Mega seems very motherly in this, certainly a lot more. She comes across, I would say, a lot colder within the anime, but in this manga she's more motherly and more concerned about creating this kind of Decepticon or Desteron family during this, which is an interesting take on how they got led astray. I quite liked that. Finally, we get to the illustration piece at the back, and this is where we start to actually see some colour stuff again. So this is pretty nice. So we see Fortress, or certainly the head of Fortress, in his robot mode. Something that I really liked was next, which is Fast Track. So we get to see Fast Track here. We don't see Fast Track, I don't believe, during this, but we do get to see Fast Track here, and you can see actually how good a job they've done with the new Fast Track figure. Looking forward to picking that up and reviewing that on this channel now, and then leaving him in his spear mode forever. So that was kind of a standout one for me as well. And then we get back into the black and white scenes, and there's just some beautiful kind of fight scenes here of Prime, Megatron, the Ark there. Then also some really nice artwork of a massive cannon with all of the headmasters and things like that on it. So as we go through this, just some really nice takes. Really nice artwork as we go through. I love the black and white manga style artwork. Yeah, really cool. So overall, would I recommend this? And I'm glad to say that I would definitely recommend this over Volume 1. I don't actually feel that you need to pick up Volume 1 to understand Volume 2. Because if you really like Super God Master Force and you really like the Headmasters, then actually you could probably just pick this up. There is no real references back to the first one, so there's no reference points. You could just pick this up. Like I say, they do feel like one-shots. I would recommend picking it up if you are a Transformers collector. Really nice artwork, some interesting stories, different take, like I say, on the Destrons. Really cool. Very nice. I'm actually quite hyped and looking forward to picking up Volume 3 now, but just bear in mind that this is actually quite a short read. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, please think about giving me a like, a share and a subscribe. And as always, let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts on this? Have you picked this up? Have you read this and there's actually some stories that are missing? Because I'm not fully aware of anything being missing from this one like the last one, where I definitely felt there was missing stories. Please let me know down in the comments. Really enjoy talking to you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!